Hey guys, welcome to the new video. I took a little bit of a break after the holidays, so sorry it's been a little while. But I'm here on the PTR actually, and this video is going to be about um, how Holy Pally is looking going into 9.2, specifically how Necrolord Holy Pally is going to be looking, and kind of how the two legendaries and the set bonus is going to affect Holy Pally. In my opinion, if everything stays the way that it is right now, I think Holy Pally, the Necrolord version of Holy Pally, is going to be super, super strong, which will be really nice for those of us that play Necro Holy Pally. So I'm just going to get into the reasons why you would want to play Necrolord instead of Kyrian, especially going into 9.2. I've been playing Necrolord since 9.1.5. I just think it's better overall. Um, a lot more damage. You miss Divine Toll, but you have pretty good burst healing from your Vanquisher's Hammer with the Light of Dawn procs, in addition to the Word of Glory. And you also have better wings uptime, and so you just have more mana and bigger heals consistently. Um, which is one of the problems that Holy Pally struggle with is consistent damage. Which, I mean, it's not a huge deal since a lot of classes don't do that consistent damage, but with the rise of DHs, a lot more affliction locks you're seeing, warriors are of course nutty with their consistent damage, then it's really nice playing this Necrolord build where you have wings more often to heal through some of these stickier situations. So first thing I want to do is just talk about the Necrolord legendary ability because we can play one Covenant legendary and then one regular legendary. And so this is a legendary we're going to be playing no matter what. It's called the Duty Bound Gavel. It gives your Vanquisher's Hammer an additional charge, and um, basically when you throw your Vanquisher's Hammer, your next Word of Glory procs an additional Light of Dawn, and this makes it so that you have two charges of that. So for each hammer thrown, you get basically two free Light of Dawn procs from your next two Word of Glories. So it's really good. Vanquisher's Hammer, you can play a conduit, which you definitely should, and it scales really well with item level. So the higher the conduit, the better. This is nerfed in arena, but it still hits super hard. So Vanquisher's Hammer deals 200% increased damage and heals you for 50% of the damage done. So when you pop wings and you throw a Vanquisher's Hammer, like you can get pretty big. Like I just got a 30k crit. Of course, this is on a training dummy. It's PVE, so you can get 30k crits in PVE. Like I said, it's nerfed in PvP, but you can still get like 17, 18k crits with Vanquisher's Hammer, which is super big in twos, especially, and really big in go-based comps. Like if you're playing Rogue Mage or Warrior Mage or something like that, even like Jungle or something like that, you just contribute a lot of burst damage in the go. Um, so that's really good, and you get two charges of those hammers. Um, but the damage is like an added bonus. I think it's like the icing. The real thing that is super beneficial from playing Necrolord and Vanquisher's Hammer build is those extra Light of Dawns that you get from your Word of Glory have a chance to proc your Divine Purpose and your Awakening talents. And so I'm just going to go over these really quick. Basically, Divine Purpose is an extra chance to have a free Holy Power spender. So Holy Power abilities have a 15% chance to make your next Holy Power ability free and deal 20% increased damage and healing. So not only is it free, it does more healing. Um, and so that's really nice. You're not casting as much. You have an extra chance to get a free proc, which also saves you mana. Um, so that's a really big deal. I mean, the extra burst healing from that is just super nice. And then the awakening is Word of Glory and Light of Dawn have a 15% chance to grant you Avenging Wrath for 10 seconds. And so those extra Light of Dawns, even if your teammate's not in range, like I'm not saying you should be playing within 10 yards of your teammate so that they get that extra Light of Dawn heal. I think that's a big mistake. You don't want to sacrifice your positioning in arena, especially as a pally. You're so easily CC'd that you basically you want to, if you can, you can get that free or that Light of Dawn healing, but I would not sacrifice positioning for it at all. It's mainly to get the free divine purpose procs and the awakening procs, and so you get extra uptime on wings with this build rather than um, basically just hoping on your light of dawns to have, or not your light of dawns, on your word of glories to have a 15% chance. You have that extra light of dawn proc 2 times for every Vanquisher's Hammer, so it's almost like a 30% chance each time you Word of Glory. I know that's not exactly how the math would work out, but it's, for simplicity's sake, we'll just say that's kind of the situation there. So I've been playing this 9.1.5. I think it's really good. The reason it gets really crazy in 9.2 is because of our set bonus and our extra legendary. So I'm going to talk about those next. I'll go over the legendary first, just because I think it will help explain the set bonus a little bit. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be the legendary that we're going to be playing if everything stays the same. I've experimented around with a couple other legendaries that maybe I'll talk about, but I think this is going to be the best one. So it's called Shadowbreaker. I can just actually go to the power. So here it is, at the very first one. So Light of Dawn's range is increased to 40 yards. So there we go. We don't have to sacrifice any positioning to try and help get that Light of Dawn healing. And all allies within your Light of Dawn benefit from Mastery Lightbringer as though they were within 10 yards for 8 seconds. So this is where it gets kind of interesting, and I'm still doing some testing. I'll have to see when 9.2 drops, or maybe experiment a little bit more on the PTR with different Mastery builds and see if it's worth it to play Mastery at all. Basically, just a quick rundown on Holy Pally Mastery. So increases the healing done by up to however much percentage based on the proximity of your target. So to put it simply, the closer your teammate is, the more you heal them by a certain percent based on your mastery. For PvP, it's really terrible. Like, it's terrible. You can't sacrifice your positioning to try and get a little bit more percent increase on your heal. And so basically Pallies have ignored mastery for a long time. So, but this is really interesting because now this legendary changes it to where all allies that got hit by your Light of Dawn basically benefit from your mastery as if they were within 10 yards of you, no matter how far away they are. And so, I don't know. And then also this little this little subtext afterwards, which you can't be ignored. Word of Glory receives a 50% increased benefit from your mastery. That's huge. Word of Glory is your main heal, and if it can receive a 50% increase based on your mastery, then maybe it's time to start looking at mastery, especially since the trinket set bonus is changing from the percent versatility into this flat stat bonus, essentially. So instead of the versatility bonus, it increases your intellect by 175 and your stamina by 350 when in arenas, battlegrounds, and war mode. This will be really interesting. I'm not sure where we're going to go with this yet. As we get closer, or as we get into 9.2, I'll have a better feel and probably make a video and talk about the stat priority for paladins. I'm assuming it'll probably stay crit versatility, just because crit is really important for us to proc our infusion of lights off of our holy shocks, and plus it's just important to get those big crit hammers. Like you throw a hammer and it hits for 6k, like a Vanquisher's Hammer, it hits for 6 or 7k. That's nice, but if it hits for 15 or 16k off a crit, that's obviously a lot better. And so I'm thinking it'll probably stay crit versatility, but there may be an argument for a mastery build based off of this legendary. So I think it's going to be really awesome. The Light of Dawn, 40 yards. So this is where it all kind of comes together. So you have this built in with the Necro legendary. They have really good synergy, and then they have really, really good synergy with our set bonus. And so this is going to be our set bonus. This is the PvE set bonus. I don't know how to get the PvP set bonus on PTR. I don't even know if you can. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find any way to do that. So I just threw on the PvE ones for the sake of this video. But basically, the 2 set bonus from this tier set is casting Word of Glory causes your next Light of Dawn to heal for 50% more and cast twice. So now we have our Light of Dawn or our Word of Glory proccing more Light of Dawns, and they're increasing healing. And then we have our legendary making those Light of Dawns hitting people 40 yards away. And then we also get the benefit of those people that got hit by Light of Dawn 40 yards away are now benefited for 8 seconds. They have a buff on them where they get increased healing from the pally as if they were within 10 yards based on our mastery. So it synergizes super well. I think it's going to help us just have more throughput, which is something that we've kind of struggled with this last patch. Is just the throughput of keeping people up through consistent damage. So that's going to be super good. And then this next part is even crazier. So one word on the two set bonus. I don't think that those extra two Light of Dawns have a chance to proc Awakening and Divine Purpose. I say I don't think that they do because like just screwing around on here and testing how often I would get wings by just throwing my hammers, doing the rotation, getting all those free Light of Dawn procs, and I didn't get wings as much as I thought I was going to. And so I'm wondering if these two from the set bonus, if these two Light of Dawns contribute towards Awakening or Divine Purpose. I know for sure the ones from Vanquisher's Hammer do, but I don't know about this one. Maybe we'll figure that out as time goes on. We do some more, we get more experience with it. But so that's going to be really, really good. But I just wanted to put that in there just so I'm not really sure on if those have an extra chance to proc those. So it might not be as insane as maybe some people anticipate. And then the four set tier bonus is each target hit by Light of Dawn has a 100% chance to reduce the remaining cooldown of Avenging Wrath by 2 seconds. So that's going to be insane. Basically, we're going to have a lot of wings uptime with this build because wearing this legendary where it increases Light of Dawn's range to 40 yards, that means as long as you're facing your teammates when you're healing with your Word of Glory and you get these free Light of Dawn procs, that's going to be reducing the cooldown on your wings by 2 seconds every time. It's automatically going to hit you because you're the one casting it. And then if it hits both of your teammates, I don't know how it affects pets or anything like that. It wouldn't matter a ton because we don't play. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll do some experimenting, see if it affects pets as well, if that reduces it another 2 seconds. But essentially, every time you're casting those Word of Glories out, just going through your passive healing rotation to keep your team up, you're getting these passive Light of Dawns, reducing the cooldown on your wings every time. And so that is going to be super strong. Not only do we get the extra uptime on wings from our Awakening procs, we also are reducing the cooldown every time we hit somebody with our Light of Dawn. And I'm just really excited about it. I think it's going to be really strong going into this next patch, and I'm excited to play it. Feel free to shoot me any questions, or if you guys have done any testing on the PTR and know if like the tier set bonus extra Light of Dawns contribute to Divine Purpose and Awakening. Let me know if you know if the Light of Dawn hitting pets also reduces the cooldown. Let me know. If you have any questions, I'm also happy to answer any of those, but I appreciate you guys sticking around for this video, and hopefully I'll be streaming a lot more as we go into 9.2 and just making more content. So I appreciate it, guys. Again, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really helpful for me. Just gives me the motivation to keep going, keep making these videos to try and help people that are trying to play Pally out. And then feel free to follow me on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/stockraz12. I stream as often as I can when I have good content to stream. I don't like streaming just to stream, just to have it on. So generally I'll be doing something worth watching if I have it on, But again, thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll see you guys next video.